Hi, welcome, happy Friday. Please be comfortable, settle into your space. If you have blocks, go ahead and bring them in. Good, start to bring all of your awareness into the room that you're in, focusing first on any sounds you may hear with your ears. Bring your attention to any fragrance you can detect in the air. And now let's bring our full focus and awareness into our own physical body. So notice how your feet are placed on the floor. Awareness of the position of your ankles. Noticing your lower legs, your knees, and your thighs. So all of this attention on our own physical body will help us keep our body safe throughout the entire practice. So if there's anything that I say to do that doesn't feel okay with you, don't do it. There's all kinds of modifications. From your comfortable seat, allow your awareness to rise up the muscles of the back, noticing how your back feels. Attention to the shoulders and your arms and how your hands are placed. Relax all the muscles of your face. Good. Bring your right hand to your belly and your left hand to your heart and breathe here. Draw in a nice deep breath. Fill up your lungs. And empty it out. Slow and deliberate. Create an ujjayi breath, an ocean sounding breath. And we do this by constricting the throat a little bit. When you draw the air in through the nose, down through a constricted throat, you kind of make an ocean sounding breath. It's a hissing sound, as if you wanted to fog up a mirror with your breath or your glasses, like a but your lips stay closed. So drawing it in, full and deep, let your belly expand, feel the rib cage expand, and feel your sternum lifting. Emptying out all of the air very slowly, very mindfully. Draw your navel in, feel the rib cage contract, and feel your sternum drop. Slow and deliberate breath in. Mindful breath out. Stay with this breath throughout the entire practice. Hands out on either side of you. And the next time you breathe in, the backs of your hands, they start to lift. At the midway point, flip your palms. They continue to rise up. Tip your chin upwards. Feel your hands meet. Open your arms wide. Relax your hands down to the floor. Drop your chin to your chest. Inhale, both hands lift. At the midway point, flip the palms. They continue to elevate. They meet right above you. Tip your chin up. Open your arms wide, relax your hands down, all the way down to the floor. One more time up, filling up your lungs fully. And on this exhale, twist to your right. Hold the pose, continue the breath. Right hand lands behind you, back of the left hand on the outside of your right leg. Every time you breathe in, sit very tall. And then when you breathe out, that's when you can encourage the twists by pressing into the back of your left hand. The next time you breathe in, stay twisted, reach your right hand into the air. Take a peek at your left knee and dip your left shoulder down towards your left knee. Just a little bit, go easy, go gentle. Breathe in, sit tall. On your exhale, right hand lands behind you, encouraging the twist just a little bit more. The next time you breathe in, unravel, arms float up, palms touch. Exhale, twist to your left. Back of the right hand on the outside of your left leg. Every time you breathe in, sit very tall. Imagine lengthening your spine. Then when you breathe out, that's when you can encourage the twist. Staying twisted, when you inhale again, reach your left hand into the air, dip your right shoulder down towards your right knee. Breathing in, sit tall, and breathing out, encourage the twist just a little bit more. On your inhale, unravel. Arms float up, palms touch. On your exhale, fold forward, drop your hands in front of you, walk your fingertips away from you. Relax your head, your neck, and your shoulders. And once you're here, breathe in deep through your nose. Open your mouth and let it go. Love those big exhales. On your inhale, arms reach forward and up. Lengthen both your legs long in front of you. First Paschimottanasana, don't expect too much. Hamstrings are still asleep. Let your hands land wherever they may. Walk your fingertips down towards your feet. Relax your head and your neck. Sweep your hands forward and up. And relax your arms all the way down to the floor. Fingertips land. Recross your legs. Put the opposite one in the front. Hands out on either side of you. And on your inhale, both hands lift up, filling up your lungs full and deep. Right hand lowers, left arm goes up and over. Breathe here in your side bend. Take a peek for a second up at your left inner elbow. And if you could see it dropping in front of your face, pull it way back behind you. Thinking about the right elbow now, loop it forward. Now, thinking about the sit bones, if you're rocked off of your left sit bone a lot, that's okay, but maybe if you press down into your right hand, you might be able to get both sit bones to land on the mat. The next time you breathe in, arms float up, palms touch. Exhale, lower your left hand down, right arm reaches up and over, finding that same alignment here, not letting this right arm drop in front of your face. Breathing in, lift up to center, palms meet, and flow from one side to the other, emptying out all of the air as you find your side bend. Inhale, rising up to center, let your hands meet right above you. Exhale, find your side bend, left hand lowers, right arm is up and over. Inhale to center. Exhale to the side bend. Rising up to center when you breathe in, fold forward when you breathe out, drop your hands in front of you, walk your fingertips away from you, relax your head, relax your neck and your shoulders, breathe in deep, let it go. Sweep your hands forward and up, and lengthen both your legs long. Second Paschimottanasana, noticing the depth of your pose as you lower your hands down, draw your navel in towards your spine. Relax your head, relax your neck, and noticing here if you found a little bit more depth to your second forward fold. Sweep your hands forward and up, and relax your arms. Fingertips land on the floor. Make your way into tabletop. Take your time getting there. If you need a cushion for your knees, it's always appropriate to grab like a blanket or a cushion or something for your knees. These blocks out of the way. Wrists, elbows, shoulders, they're perfectly aligned. Hips directly over your knees. Start your cat and cow. Flip the tailbone, point it up towards the sky. Sway your back a lot. Pull your shoulder blades in towards your thoracic spine and lift your chin as you fill up your lungs. Rounding the back, starting with the tailbone pointed down towards your knees. Send the center of your spine up. Feel your shoulder blades as they spread and your chin curls to your chest. Empty out every bit of air as you pull your navel in towards your spine. Now flow between these two poses. In when you find your cow pose, empty out. When you find your cat pose. Take one more of each, noticing the depth of your pose and maybe just noticing if you move with more fluidity. Good, bring everything back to stillness and your perfect tabletop. Curl your toes under, send your hips high, and downward facing dog. Start to pedal your heels here in your first Adho Mukha Svanasana. Finally, finding stillness in your first downward facing dog. Noticing the alignment in your body. If you can, press into the root of your first and second finger and the root of your thumb. Rotate the creases of your elbows so they're aiming upwards. Slide your shoulders towards your hips. And if possible, press your heels down towards the floor. Separate your feet as wide as your mat. Start to walk your hands back towards your feet, hanging in your first ragdoll. Separating the feet, softening the knees. Taking opposite elbows into your hands. Allow your head and your neck and your shoulders to hang. Now with your knees soft, you're taking, the pressure off of your hamstrings. Shift all your weight into your right leg and press out through the back of the left knee. Softening both knees, centering your weight. Shift all your weight into your left leg and press out through the back of the right knee. Soften both your knees and center your weight. Now see if you could shift, pressing out through the backs of both of your knees. Hands to the floor if you can reach, heel toe or hop your feet together. Drag your palms up your shins. Find a flat back. On your exhale, fold, point your nose towards your knees. Bend your knees deeply and sweep your hands into the air, Utkatasana. Sink a little bit lower and then stand tall. Tuck your tailbone, press your hips and your thighs forward, reach your hands back, look up at the ceiling. Stand tall, Tadasana, let your palms meet, bring them down the midline, let them rest at your heart. Nice resting breath in and out. Press your hips and thighs forward, reach your hands up and back. On your exhale, swan dive down, palms turn out, folding here, hinging at the hips, point your nose towards your knees. And on your next inhale, lift halfway, find a flat back. On your exhale, fold, nose towards your knees. Hands to the floor, walk your hands all the way to the front of your mat. Breathing here in plank pose. Lower your left knee to the floor and take your left foot out to the left. Spiral the sole of your right foot on the floor and open your arms up like a book. Right hand reaches forward and then reaches up. Vashisthasana, knee down, side plank. Lower your right hand down to the floor. Lengthen both your legs long, plank pose. Nice straight line from the tailbone to the heels, from the tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. Lower the right knee down to the floor. Take your right foot out to the right and lower the sole of your left foot to the floor. Opening the arms up like a book. Left hand reaches all the way up into the air. Lower your left hand down, nice and slow. Lengthen both your legs long, plank pose. Lower both your knees down to the floor. Slide your hips back just 1 or 2 inches and bend your elbows, lowering your chest and your chin, but don't hit the ground. Rock forward and up, cobra. Continue to peel your body up from the floor. Walk your hands back. Rest your hips on your heels, child's pose. Nice big breath in. Nice big exhale out. Rise up, tabletop, curl your toes under, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Pedaling your heels here, press one towards the floor, and then the other. Lift your right heel to hip height. Bend your knee and open your hip. Straighten that right leg and realign your hips. Step your right foot forward. Step your left foot forward, ragdoll. Hanging in ragdoll is one of my favorite things. Take opposite elbows into your hands. Press out through the backs of the knees, just one at a time or both at the same time. Hands to the floor, heel toe, or hop your feet together. Drag your palms up your shins. Find a flat back, nice and quick. On your exhale, fold nose to the knees. Bend your knees deeply, sweep your arms into the air, Utkatasana. Stand tall, hips and thighs go forward, arms go back. Rising up, allow your palms to meet, bring them down the midline, let them rest at your heart. Nice resting breath in and out. Hips and thighs go forward, arms go up and way back. Swan dive down, exhaling. Inhale, lift up, flat back. On your exhale, fold. Hands to the floor. Left foot steps back, right foot steps back, plank pose. Lower the left knee down. Take your left foot out to the left. Spiral the sole of the right foot to the floor and open up. Right hand reaches into the air. Right hand lowers all the way down to the floor. Lengthen both your legs long, plank pose. Right knee to the floor, right foot out to the right. Place the sole of the left foot on the floor and lift your left hand all the way into the air. Lower your left hand down to the floor, plank pose. Lower both of your knees. Send your hips back just a couple of inches. Chest and chin, they lower down. Sweep forward and up, cobra. Peel up to tabletop. Rest your hips on your heels, child's pose. One resting breath in, big breath out. Rise up, tabletop, curl your toes under, downward facing dog, pedal your heels here. Bring your body to stillness in your own most perfect Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left heel rises, hip height. Bend your knee and open your hip. Lengthen your leg long and realign your hips. Step your left foot forward, step your right foot forward, ragdoll. Noticing the hamstrings waking up, just pressing out through the backs of the knees. Give your head a little bit of a nod, give your head a little bit of a shake. Hands to the floor, heel toe, or hop your feet together. Drag your palms up your shins, flat back. On your exhale, fold, nose to the knees. Bend your knees deeply, sweep your hands into the air, Utkatasana. Lengthen your legs long. Tuck your tailbone, press your hips and thighs forward, reach your hands back. Rise up, Tadasana, let your palms meet, bring them down the midline, and let them rest at your heart. Nice resting breath in and out. Hips and thighs go forward, arms go up and back. Swan dive down, exhaling. On your inhale, lift halfway, find a flat back. On your exhale, fold, nose to the knees. Hands to the floor, step your right foot back, step your left foot back, plank pose. Lower your left knee to the floor, left foot out to the left. Right foot to the floor, right hand rises. Lower your right hand all the way down to the mat, lengthen both your legs long, plank pose. Right knee to the floor, right foot out to the right. Left arm reaches all the way into the air. Lower your left hand down, plank pose. Lengthen both legs long. You could take knees, chest, and chin, or lower down, chaturanga, inhaling up dog or cobra. Lower your knees to the floor. Walk your hands back, child's pose. Once you get there, breathe in deep through your nose. Open your mouth and let it go. Rise up, tabletop, curl your toes under, downward facing dog, pedaling your heels here. Finally, bring in everything to stillness in your down dog. Separate your feet as wide as your mat. Spread your fingers wide, and then we're going to take our right hand and we're going to see if we could land it somewhere on the outside of your left leg. And then see if you could take a peek underneath of your left underarm. Right hand to the mat. Spread your fingers wide. Take this left hand and put it somewhere on the outer edge of your right leg. And see if you can get it down towards your calf, maybe your ankle. Take a peek underneath of your right underarm. Both hands to the mat. Bring our feet together in plank pose, rocking forward. Lower both your knees down. Walk your hands back towards your legs. Rest your hips on your heels, child's pose. Lengthen your arms long and walk your hands up your body, Virasana, hero's pose. So while you're here, draw your shoulders back, tuck your tailbone a little bit. If possible, sitting on your heels. If it's not possible, grabbing a block and boosting yourself up a little bit. Nice long spine. Tuck your chin a little bit to lengthen the back of your neck. Wonderful. Staying here is perfect. Or if you lift up, maybe you can separate your feet, keeping the knees together and rotating the calves both outward. Let's see if we can lower our hips down through our heels. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, that's okay. You could stay in Virasana. Perfect place to stay right here, or the pose right before it. Or let's see if we can lower down onto our forearms. Lifting the hips, tucking the tailbone. See if we can get both forearms down to the floor. Knees together. If your body allows, go ahead and lower all the way down onto your back. If your knees pop up, we'll try to get them to lower down to the floor and keep the knees together. Slowly making your way to your forearms, then your hands supporting you. Lifting the hips, inching the feet beneath you if they're not already there, lifting up, hero's pose, Virasana. Good, hands on the floor, tabletop. Curl your toes under, downward facing dog. Pedal your heels here, press one towards the floor and then the other. Lift your right heel to hip height and bend your knee and then open your hip. Straighten your leg, align your hips, step your right foot forward, lower your left knee down to the ground. Arms go up, Anjaneyasana. Right knee is directly over the right ankle. See if you could press your hips forward a little bit. Allow your hands to meet at your heart. And take a twist to the right. We'll stay upright for this first twist, a nice gentle twist to the right. Looking over the right shoulder. Thumbs arrive at your right underarm. Unravel, arms go up. Add a little bit of a back bend if your body allows. Lower your hands down to the floor. Curl your left toes under and lengthen your left leg long. On your inhale, both arms go up, crescent lunge. Lower your hands down to your heart. Take a gentle twist to the right. Unravel, go slow. Arms go up. Dip your left knee down and step your left foot forward to meet the right. Bring your hands down the midline. Let them rest at your heart. Breathe here, nice and slow in. And mindful breath out. Press your hips and your thighs forward. Reach your hands up into the air. And then swan dive down, exhaling as you go. On your inhale, lift halfway. Find a flat back. On your exhale, fold. Hands to the floor. Step your left foot back. We're going to go down just the same way we came up. Arms go in the air. Hands to the heart. Gentle twist to the right. Unravel. Arms go up. Lower your left knee down. Uncurl the toes. Hands to the heart. And twist to the right. Unravel, arms go up, and then lower them all the way down to the floor. Take your right leg around to the back, tabletop. Curl your toes under, send your hips high, downward facing dog. Left heel rises, hip height. Bend your knee and open your hip. Lengthen your leg long, realign your hips. Step your left foot forward, lower your right knee down, uncurl the toes, arms go up, Anjaneyasana. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a gentle twist to your left. Unravel, arms go up. Lower your hands down to the floor. Curl your right toes under. Lift your right knee. Arms go up. Crescent lunge. Hands to the heart. And twist to your left. Unravel, arms go up. Dip your right knee down and step your right foot up to meet the left. Tadasana, let your hands meet, bring them down the midline, let them rest at your heart. Breathe here. Press your hips and thighs forward, reach your arms up and back. Swan dive down. Halfway lift. Fold. Hands to the floor, right foot steps back, going down just the same way we came up. Make sure you adjust your feet so you have a firm foundation. Arms go up. Hands at the heart, and twist to your left. Unravel. Lower your right knee down. Uncurl the toes. Anjaneyasana. Hands to the heart. Twist to the left. Unravel. Arms go up. Lower your hands down to the floor. Step your left foot back to meet the right. Lower both knees down. Rest your hips on your heels. Child's pose. Breathe in deep. Big sigh. Walk your hands forward. Keep walking them forward until you feel like you're in a knee down plank. Both knees are on the floor. You can feel that your core is engaged, just holding you here, right? Rotate the creases of the elbows so they're facing forward. Bend your elbows, lower all the way down to the floor. Make a little pillow with your left arm, drawing it parallel to the front of the mat. And bend your right knee. Reach back with your right hand and see if you can find your right foot and draw your heel towards the outer edge of your right hip. Now start to press the top of the foot into the hand. creating a half bow. Lowering the right thigh down to the floor, lengthen your right leg long, and put your right arm at the front of the mat. You can rest your forehead on this if you want to, or keep your head elevated. Bend your left knee, reach back with your left hand, and find your foot. Draw your heel towards the outer edge of your left hip. Start to press the top of the foot into the hand so you see if you can lift your thigh from the floor. Go ahead and lower the left thigh down to the ground, lengthen that leg long, hands on the floor underneath of your shoulders. We're going to peel up with 3 cobras. First one, go slow, go gentle. Tuck your elbows alongside your body. Traction your hands forward and just lift your chest. Lower down, nice and slow. The next time you lift up, we'll see if we can get the whole rib cage up off of the mat. Lower down, nice and slow. You could take another one of those small cobras or challenge yourself and go for a bigger cobra, or lifting everything up, upward facing dog. Drop your knees to the floor. Walk your hands back, child's pose. One big breath once you get there. One big exhale. Walk your hands forward, tabletop, curl your toes under, downward facing dog. Separate your feet as wide as your mat. Walk your hands all the way back towards your feet, ragdoll. Hands to the floor, heel toe, or hop your feet together. Drag your palms up your shins, lift halfway, flat back. On your exhale, fold, nose to the knees, bend your knees a lot. Sweep your hands into the air, Utkatasana. Sink low, and then stand tall. Hips and thighs go forward, hands go back. Rising up Tadasana, let your palms meet, bring them down the midline, let them rest at your heart. Nice resting breath in and out. So finding your drishti, just a nice focal point. Bend your right knee and open it to the right. Rest your heel on your ankle. Find a little baby tree pose, baby vrikshasana. Find your drishti. That's where you're going to let your eyes rest. Deciding here, if this is challenging enough, perfect, stay. Maybe you want a little bit more, slip the sole of your foot up to your left calf. Whatever variation of vrikshasana appeals to you right now, maybe challenging yourself, bringing the sole of your foot up to your thigh, lengthening your arms. Hands to your heart and feet to the floor. Staying standing strong on both of your feet. Bend your left knee and open it to the left. Rest your heel on your ankle. This is a perfect variation of vrikshasana. You could still feel all the work that's happening in your right ankle, keeping you upright. Those muscles are firing, stabilizing you. You can stay here or slip your foot to your calf. You can keep your hands at your heart or reach your arms overhead if you want to bring the sole of your left foot up to your right thigh. That's perfect too. Hands to your heart and feet to the floor. Bring your body back to stillness, both feet grounded. Good. We're going to take the right toes and touch them on the floor behind us. Right arm goes back and left arm goes forward. That's a perfect place to stay for a little baby dancer pose. Or bend your right knee, grab hold of your right foot, bring your knees together. Hang onto your right foot, press the top of the foot into the hand, and hinge at the hips. Draw that right knee behind you, and your left hand goes forward. Hands to your heart and feet to the floor. Root down into the right foot. Send the toes of your left foot back behind you. Left hand goes back, right hand goes forward. Perfect place to stay right here. Or a deeper variation, bend the left knee, take hold of your left foot. Press the top of the foot into the hand as you hinge at the hips. Feet to the floor and hands to the heart. Nice big inhale. Slow, mindful exhale. Observe the air as it flows in and as it flows out. Beautiful. Press your hips and your thighs forward. Reach your hands into the air. Take a back bend here and think to yourself, I'm open, I'm receptive to all good. And then swan dive down. Go slow, go gentle. Point your nose towards your knees. On your next inhale, lift halfway, find a flat back. And on your exhale, fold. Hands to the floor, walk your hands forward or walk your feet back. Plank pose. Drop your knees to the floor. Take a cat and a cow. Bring your body back to stillness and tabletop, and then walk both of your hands very far over to your left. Lengthen your right arm long and look over your left shoulder. Press your right hip to the right. Walk your hands through the midline all the way over to the other side. Lengthen your left arm long. Press your left hip to the left and look over your right shoulder. Bring your hands back to the midline. Keep your hips stacked directly over your knees. Tip your tailbone up and walk your hands forward. Drop your heart down towards the mat. Press into your hands and help your body lift up. Sweep your feet around to the front, Dandasana. This is what I call, oh thank God pose, because it means we're almost over. Feet are flexed firmly, arms reach out and up. On your exhale, pull your navel in towards your spine as you fold, and just noticing the depth of your pose compared to the first few that you did in the beginning of the practice. Sweep your hands forward and up. Relax your arms all the way down to the floor. Slide your hips forward, roll down onto your back. Take your blocks with you if you have them. You can send the soles of your feet straight up for a waterfall, Viparita Karani, that's perfect. Or if you have a block, slip it on its lowest setting underneath of your sacrum. So thinking about the sacrum, that's the very lowest part, right before your tailbone. So a little bit north of the tailbone is a nice bony area that you can brace under a block underneath of it. So as your feet are elevated, just look up at them for a second. Wiggle your toes, bring them back to stillness, and just think to yourself, bless the path ahead of them. Be places to go and work to be done. May the path ahead of them be blessed. So staying here in Viparita Karani is a perfect inversion. If you want to go for shoulder stand, move the block out of the way, rock your hips up into your hands. And you can use your hands to brace you. Some people don't need to. I'm going to use my hands to brace my hips. From here, if you want to visit Halasana, dropping the toes on the floor behind you. Just test it out, see if they reach. If you're in Halasana, take your feet into the air once more, and then we're going to lower down onto our backs. If your block is there, remove it. Hug both knees up to your chest and rock from one side to the other. You can continue to rock just like this, hanging onto your knees, or if you want to take Happy Baby, first and second fingers around your big toes, continuing to rock like a happy baby. So bring the rocking to stillness. Release your toes if you're hanging onto them. Hug your knees up to your chest. And then lengthen your left leg long on the floor. Flex both of your feet. Hug your right knee up to your chest. Take a big inhale through your nose. Open up, let it go. Release the grip on your right leg. Open it towards the floor on the right. Hug it in on the right side. Keep your feet flexed. And now with your left hand, take your right knee, cross it over your body, shifting your hips and relaxing your feet. Right arm reaches out in T, turn your gaze to your right. Slowly unravel both feet to the floor. Realign your hips, flatten your back by tucking your tailbone, and then hug your knees up to your chest again. Lengthen your right leg long on the floor. Hug your left knee up to your chest. Flex both of your feet. Breathe in deep. Open up, let it go. Release the grip on your left leg. Open it towards the floor on your left. Hug it in on the left side. Your feet stay flexed. With your right hand, take your left knee, cross it over your body, shift your hips, relax your feet. Left arm reaches out in T, turn your gaze towards your left. Slowly unravel. Both feet to the floor. Realign your hips, flatten your lower back by tucking your tailbone, and then draw both knees up to your chest again. Bring your nose up to your knees, curl up in a little ball. Place your head on the floor gently and lengthen both your legs long on the floor. It's the perfect time to grab your sweater or your socks or whatever it is that you want to be the most comfortable that you can be in your Shavasana. Backs of the hands, they rest on the floor. Don't skip this part. Treat yourself, okay? It's only 5 minutes of being still, but it's the perfect time for your body to process and digest all the work you've just done. So it's important. So backs of the hands resting on the floor, arms are at about a 45-degree angle. Let your feet be relaxed, and even just noticing how the right one drops to the right a little and the left drops to the left a little. And while your focus is on your toes, give them a little bit of a wiggle, and then bring them back to stillness and feel them relaxing. So think to yourself, your body has been stretched and strengthened and balanced and exercised, and now it's time for it to relax. And you can let your mind go all over the place, drift and wander, or you can keep it focused on this present moment, right here, right now, on your investment that you've made in your health and well-being. Feeling your toes relaxing and your heels relaxing. Feeling the ankles relaxing, and the lower legs and the knees relaxing. Feel your thighs relaxing and your hips. The muscles of the back relaxing. Even noticing the breath calming down. The breath is relaxed. Feel the shoulders relaxing and the upper arms. The forearms, the wrists, the palms and the fingers relaxing. Relaxing the muscles of your neck. And all the muscles of your face. Feel your jaws relaxing and your lips relaxing. All around the eyes, very calm and peaceful. The forehead, the sides of the head, and the back of the head relaxing. Take a moment here to notice how relaxed you've allowed your body to become. And bring your attention to your gratitudes, those beautiful blessings of your life. And if it's hard to get them started, or if you don't know what I'm talking about, first just thinking to yourself, well, I woke up, that's one. In a home that is safe, that's two. In a bed that's comfortable, there's an abundance of running water, there's food that I like to eat and drinks that I like to drink. And so there's many more details of your own life. Let them flood in. And just think about tucking all those beautiful gratitudes into your grateful heart. Like they're just getting tucked into that beautiful sacred space of your heart. Bring to mind the faces of the people that you love, or the pets that you adore. And as you picture or just go through the people that you love or the pets that you adore, just let a little side story play in your mind. One that sounds like thank you, thank you, thank you, or I love you, I love you, I love you. Good. Keeping your awareness at your heart. Feel how much it's expanded with all those blessings and all that gratitude. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Reach your arms overhead if you like. Make your way onto one side. Rest your head in your arm. Nice big inhale. Nice big exhale. And then lift up to a comfortable seat. Take your time getting there. Bring your hands to your heart, Anjali Mudra. Tell yourself good job for investing in your health and well-being. Noticing the balance in your body. Right side, left side, balanced. Yoga calms the fluctuations of the mind. The mind is balanced. And all that beautiful gratitude. The mind, the body, the spirit are balanced. I'm filled with love and I'm filled with gratitude, and I bow to you. Namaste. Now stay on for my commercial. So this is brought to you by your CBD store, and also Fallen Zen with me. So that's my yoga. And I can't flip the camera. But I'd love to show you what this is fueled by. if you have any interest in the products or just want to learn like a little bit about what it is, you can call me at 609 277 7792. Here's our #1 top seller here. It was an absolute pleasure. Have a wonderful day.